Meet the richest man who ever lived, Mansa Musa. He was the Sultan of the Mali Empire who lived almost 750 years ago. His wealth was legendary, primarily from gold and salt.
Illuminati philosopher, and these are my thoughts. Mansa Musa is not the richest man that ever lived. In 1312 AD, Mansa Musa was crowned king, and it is estimated that his fortune was almost 400 billion USD, adjusted for inflation. Now, it's quite simple. If he abdicated the throne and took his riches with him, what would be the wealth of the Mali Empire? Yes, the 400 billion was the wealth of the empire, not Mansa Musa personally. The US is one of the richest or the richest country in the world. Does that make the current president one of the richest men or the richest man in the world? No! The wealth belongs to the country, the people, not an individual. When we talk about history or anything, proper context and reasoning has to be used, or else we'll have wild thoughts about situations that didn't or couldn't possibly exist, like Jesus being the Son of God, for example. We all know how children are made. We all know that when we die, we don't come back from that. It is impossible unless your death was faked. I do believe in a higher power, but that Jesus story is ridiculous, absurd. I mentioned the actual story about so-called Jesus several times, and eventually people will catch on to it. So I'll pass this on because I don't want to see a movie or another documentary about Mansa Musa stating that he was the richest man that ever lived. The Mali Empire was amazing. A lot to talk about. Just don't mix fact with fiction. Illuminati philosopher, and those were my thoughts.